Hey guys, Ashley Bowden here for The Buzz, and we are at the LA screening for the film Freaknik. We got a chance to chat with the director, B. Frank Williams. Let's check it out.
Every generation has a moment where they come just to have some fun.
Atlanta is the mecca for black people in America.
It has multiple historically black colleges.
In the 80s,
we said, let's plan a picnic during spring break.
let's call it Freaknik.
So first of all, congratulations on the premiere.
Thank you so much.
You guys came in hot, #1 on Hulu this week.
Yes.
Tell us, why was it so important to tell the story of Freaknik?
Well, Freaknik is a story of Black America. It's a Black cultural revolution. Probably one of the greatest Black stories that we don't tell because it's a little bit of ratchetness and craziness that people are afraid of. But it's not just about the party. I want to make sure when you watch the documentary, it's about Black joy, Black economic freedom, young Black women finding their sexuality. There's a lot of things, the politicalness, the Olympics, police brutality. And so I know that everybody's turning in for the candy, which is to turn up the cars, the girls, but I gave you a few vegetables.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how the project came together, the process, because you guys did an awesome job compiling some original Freaknik footage. How challenging was that?
Well, it's very tough to take hundreds of hours to make it to an 85, 90-minute documentary. So we're going through a lot of stuff. My number one thing was to make sure that I show you stuff that you may not have seen. And if you've seen it, at least it's the best of what you've seen. And so it was important. Luke put the back signal out. Jermaine Dupree and myself, we like, hey, you got footage, bring it in. And we screened it to make sure. There was a few situations a little bit more.
Yeah.
Again, I have a mature rating, not an X rating.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you, there's a lot of people who were concerned that maybe you guys would be spilling too much tea about their college years. How did you ultimately decide what direction and what tone to take the documentary in?
Well, I just go towards the light and the truth. Like, I don't, you know, if you know anything about my work, if Source, BT, Who Killed Tupac or whatever, hip-hop homicides, the truth was the truth, like, which is Freaknik started with these young Black kids. It turned a little something fun, a little crazy. And so that's what I proceeded with the truth as my roadmap. If you always go with the truth, then you don't have a problem, right? So I got a lot of love, hate on the internet or whatever, but the point was to make sure that there's nobody that can come after and do another Freaknik because I gave you the whole thing, good and bad.
Good and bad. So tell us, how did the team come together? Because you have Jermaine Dupree on tap, you have Uncle Luke, you have 21 Savage, Lil Jon. How did that collaboration come about? Because that's big.
That's a lot of work and agents and managers and a lot of bullshit and like to deal with the problem. But I'm equipped because of who I am and what I've done previously to do it. But it was a lot. It's a lot. It's like you and your homegirl. Like, imagine you and 10 of your homegirls trying to go to a party together and you have makeup on.
Trying to go on a girls' trip, right?
That was the same thing. Me, like, all these agents, managers trying to figure it out. But I think we all were dedicated to making sure that the truth was told through the film and that we performed at the highest level. So, yeah, shout out to my brothers. Like, yeah, but it wasn't an easy thing. I'm not going to try to actually sugarcoat it, though.
What would present day Freaknik be like? Like, would it even be lit? And two, would it even last with the introduction of smartphones now? We have video cameras on our phones now, so would it even survive?
Well, the Freaknik was a genie in a bottle, right? It's a time capsule. When I was like a 22-year-old kid or whatever, and I could just walk around and step on somebody's foot, they're not tripping. 300,000 Black people in the city of Atlanta with barely like a few robbings and shootings. Can you imagine that today?
No.
Right. You couldn't go like 5 blocks without somebody shooting each other, right? And so I think it was a time where we were free and joyful. And the 90s in general was a place of exploration. George Bush, Nirvana. I want to make sure the Freaknik was a part of a larger conversation about America changing as a country. And so, you know, I lived through it in real life. And so I was like, you know, this is a chance to give you the full menu. Sometimes you go to the restaurant, you might only order a couple things, but I gave you the whole menu.
Yes, and you've done a great job of introducing and reintroducing the term of Freaknik to an audience that may not have even heard of Freaknik.
Yes.
Or an audience that has heard of Freaknik, like myself, that was never had the opportunity to experience it, and then those who have experienced it. Overall, what was the message and the theme that you wanted the audience to get from this documentary?
Why'd I say shout out to you? And you got great questions. You're a smart young lady. It's about black joy. It's about finding a place in a world that doesn't really appreciate you. These black kids, they didn't have no money. They were trying to have a spring break. They couldn't go to Daytona. They whatever. There's like racism in their city, and so they made this little picnic. And then like it was 50 people. Yeah, damn, it was 1,000 people. Damn, it's 3,000 people. Damn, it's 7,500 people. Damn, it's 100,000 people. So I'm saying it's about black joy, and I want people to realize that be in the moment. Don't worry about taking a selfie or a group shot or you and your friends, your homies, or whatever. Enjoy being black and beautiful. And so I know there's a lot of controversy about the film, good and bad, but the film is about black joy, about black freedom, about black economics, black sexuality, and that's what it's really about.
And you did a great job covering that in this documentary. What was your most memorable moment at Freaknik?
Just seeing all these beautiful black people on top of cars, walking down the street, shirts off, everything. It felt like I'd never been to Africa in the days when we was free and liberated, but that's what it felt like. To see all these beautiful black people, no stress, no guns, nothing, and just having a good time. And imagine a tribal thing with the music and dancing. That's what Freaknik was. It just was like 400-something years later.
Yeah. It was lit. I wish I would have been there.
Yeah, your mama was there.
My mom was probably there.
My mama and auntie was there.
What's next? Can we expect a part 2 for Freaknik?
I don't repeat myself. Yeah,
Huh?
I don't repeat myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do the same thing twice.
It's done.
Yeah, but I got Busta Rhymes coming out on BET. I got a Tubi series with Angela Yee, and maybe you'll see the scripted version of Freaknik.
I think that would be awesome. I think that's what would be next. That's the part 2. I know, cheers.
Shout out to Buzz TV. It's your boy P. Frank Williams. I'm in the motherfucking house. And shout out to Black Joy and Freedom. Make sure you watch Freaknik, The Waters Party Never Told, only on Hulu.
We had no inclination to the depth that we were creating.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy P. Frank Williams, producer of Who Killed Tupac, American Gangster, Unsung, editor of The Source. I'm here for my project, Freaknik, The Waters Party Never Told, which airs only on Hulu, which I directed and actually produced. And shout out to Buzz TV. Woo!